Najat Aoun Saliba is an independent member of Lebanon's parliament. She joins us from Beirut. Welcome to the programme. So you have previously called removing Lebanon from the Iranian axis a, quote, utmost necessity. I mean, with the government now sitting directly across from Israel at the State Department in the US, is the Lebanese state finally able to reclaim its own voice, do you think?
Good afternoon to you and to your viewers. Thank you for the invitation. Well, this is an initiative that the direct talks was an initiative that was put forth by the Lebanese president. We understand that the first demand that Lebanon asked for was a ceasefire. Yes, the ceasefire has been implemented. However, there was a lot of breaching of the ceasefire by the Israeli government, especially the atrocity and the brutal destruction that we see in the south, especially in some of the villages that they claim they wanna occupy for some time. This is something that the Lebanese people will never accept. We don't agree and we don't really consider what the Israelis are claiming to occupy. I think the main condition to go forward with the direct talks is for Israel to stop the destructions completely, to extend the ceasefire as the Lebanese government and the Lebanese ambassador will demand. And from there on, we can start negotiations to see how Israel is going to withdraw from all the territories of Lebanon and also make sure all these places will return to their villages.
But how do you avoid this initial stage of talks collapsing before going to the next stage? Because just on Wednesday, you touched on this yourself, Israeli strikes killed 5 people in Lebanon, including journalist Amal Khalil. I mean, how do you maintain public support for these high-level talks in Washington when the ceasefire, in inverted commas, on the ground seems to apply to everyone except civilians in the south and the east of Lebanon?
Totally agree. Israel has not shown any goodwill to go on with the direct talks, especially with the killing of Amal Khalil yesterday and the wounding of Zainab Farah. Those 2 reporters have been doing, were on duty. They're doing their job. And Israel has not even allowed the Red Cross to go forward for them to save Amal Khalil. They were only able to save Zainab. We consider this as a war crime, and definitely this is not helping even from within to support the negotiations to go forward. But we still agree with the president and with the prime minister that the only way we can stop the killing machine of Israel against the civilians in the south and in other places as well is by doing direct negotiations. Those direct negotiations are not going to be easy. They are very challenging, and we do hope that from the talks today, we can enforce Israel to stop this, the atrocity and the brutality in the killing and the occupation of the territories, so that Lebanon can convince other parties from within who are opposing the direct negotiations, in condition that Israel complies with the ceasefire, can help to go forward.
Well, let's talk about those opposing it, because there is an elephant not in the negotiating room. Namely Hezbollah. I mean, the group rejects the whole process. In your view, can a peace deal actually be enforced if the Lebanese army is unable to remove Hezbollah's weapons, as the government has promised to do, but so far failed?
Well, the government has taken bold actions, definitely. It's the only government since the 1990s that has taken this action. And again, since the 1990s, the governments that have taken place, they have sidelined the role of the Lebanese armed forces and strengthened the presence of Hezbollah. It's gonna be very difficult now to say, okay, now the Lebanese armed forces are at the forefront. They don't have enough resources. They don't have enough manpower, and we want them to actually take control of everything after 30 years of strengthening a militia over the Lebanese armed forces. That's why the president and the prime minister, with the help of the international community, are calling to help support the Lebanese armed forces with resources and with also some financial support in order for them to pay the people who are helping out and who are employed by the Lebanese armed forces, and also get the resources that are needed in order to dismantle the armament and the ballistic missiles of Hezbollah. So we cannot put the blame on the Lebanese armed forces.
Okay.
They have been doing an excellent job. We support them in everything they're doing, but they need help.
You mentioned resources that are dwindling. Israel's ambassador to the US has hinted that Lebanon could join the Abraham Accords. As a reward for that, it would see massive investment if Hezbollah is disarmed. I mean, for a country with a collapsed economy, do you see this as a genuine lifeline or possibly even a trap?
I don't think Israel has to decide on this. Lebanon will decide on its fate and the way the negotiations are going forward, especially that Lebanon is part of the Arab League. And I don't think they will do anything unilaterally before consulting with all the friends of the countries in the Arab League. So this is probably premature to talk about. But at the same time, we do call on Israel to respect the ceasefire, to stop its killing machine and to withdraw from the territories of Lebanon if they really have a goodwill in going forward. I think the goodwill starts by taking some actions that will help the Lebanese government to convince the other parties that the negotiations are real and the negotiations are going to solve many of the problems that we're facing.
Understood. Najat Aoun Saliba, independent member of the Lebanese parliament. Many thanks for joining us.